Think about all those times in the past when a massive asteroid smashed into Earth. The sheer force of the impact, the explosion, it must have sent debris flying into space. I mean, an event like that isn't just gonna stay contained here. It would have ejected chunks of rock, dust, and maybe even something more, something alive. Now, that might sound like science fiction, but it's actually a real scientific idea called panspermia. It's a theory that life doesn't just emerge on a planet and stay there. It can travel between worlds, hitching a ride on asteroids, comets, or just chunks of planetary debris flung into space by these violent collisions. And when you think about it, Earth is full of microscopic life. Bacteria, spores, all kinds of tiny organisms that are surprisingly resilient. So what if some of these microbes were ejected into space and eventually made their way to Venus? Now, I get it. When you think of Venus, you think of a complete hellscape. The surface is insanely hot enough to melt lead. The pressure is crushing, and the clouds, they're made of sulfuric acid. Not exactly the most inviting place for life. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a region in Venus's atmosphere, about 30 miles above the surface, where conditions are actually more Earth-like. The temperature and pressure there are relatively mild compared to the surface. And in 2020, scientists detected something really strange in that layer of the atmosphere: phosphine gas. Why is that a big deal? Well, here on Earth, phosphine is often associated with biological activity. It's produced by certain microbes in the environment that lack oxygen. So when astronomers spotted it in Venus's atmosphere, it raised a huge question: could there be life floating in the clouds of Venus? And here's where it connects back to panspermia. Scientists have estimated that over time, 1 billion cells worth of Earth material has been ejected into space and towards Venus. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean every single one of those microbes survived the journey. Space is an extremely hostile environment. Radiation, extreme cold, and the vacuum of space are all brutal on living organisms. But here's the thing, Earth has some incredibly tough life forms. We've found microbes that can survive in deep space, endure the intense radiation inside nuclear reactors, and even thrive in the acidic, boiling hot water of volcanic lakes. These are organisms that are built to survive the extreme. So it's not completely out of the question that some of them could have made the trip to Venus and, against all odds, found a way to survive in its upper atmosphere. And if we ever do find life on Venus, the real question won't be, did we just discover aliens? It might actually be, did we just find a lost colony of Earth's own microbes? That would mean panspermia isn't just a theory, it actually happened. And if it happened here, what about elsewhere in the universe? Out of the billions and trillions of planets out there, if even a few of them had tough microbes like the ones we have on Earth, what's to stop life from spreading across the cosmos? Maybe life isn't some rare one-time cosmic accident. Maybe it's something that naturally spreads from planet to planet, world to world. And if that's the case, then life in the universe isn't just possible, it might actually be inevitable. Thanks for watching.